it's Keith from the Bucket List Company, and today I'm heading off to Everest Base Camp, so I thought I'd make a quick video on packing my bag to show you what's going in it. So today I'm travelling with Qatar Airways and I'm allowed 23 kilos of luggage, and I can split that across 2 bags. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pack 1 bag ready for the trek and 1 bag with everything else in it. The thing I've got to think about though is I'm only allowed 15 kilos on the Lukla flight. So that's both my duffel bag that the porters are going to carry and also my day pack as well. So even though I can take 23 kilos, when I'm actually on the trail, I can only actually take 15 amongst those 2 bags. So those are the things that I've got to consider today. So the first thing I'm going to pack is my boots. I'm going to wear these on the trek themselves. So I'm going to wear these on the plane to Lukla. They're quite heavy, so take the weight out of my bag and put it on me. They only actually weigh my bags in. So I'm going to put those in a bag so they don't get anything else dirty. And they're going to go down there, ready to go in my bag down there. Okay, then I've got my day sack. And for this trek, I'm using an Osprey 33, this one is, so it's 33 litres, and I've got my trekking pole ready to go there as well. So this is a perfectly sizable day bag for what I need for this trek. I'm only going to be carrying things like my waterproofs, my water for the day, some snacks, my camera, so I don't need anything too big for this trek. This bag's great, it's got pockets on the side so I could put snacks in, things like that. And I've got access to my water bottles and things whilst I'm walking. So I really like this pack for these sorts of treks. So I'm going to start off by putting this one in the bottom of my duffel bag, like so. Next up, I've got some large rucksack liners. One of these will be for my dirty washing, the other one will be to go in my rucksack to keep my stuff dry whilst I'm on the trek. So those can go in. This bag here is what the porters are going to carry on the trek. So this is the one that I'm going to have all my stuff in it for the trek itself. First thing that's going to go in here is my sleeping bag, nice and small and compact. I've got a down sleeping bag. The weather forecast for Everest at the minute is really cold, so we're staying in tea houses, but I've still put my warm sleeping bag in for that one. Then I've packed everything then into these packing cubes, just so I know where everything is. So in this one I've got my underwear, this one I've got my socks, plenty of socks and spare ones as well. In here I've got my waterproofs. Now these are going to come with me in my day bag. So for these I don't want to put them in this one. I'm going to put them in my bag down here so I can transfer them into my day bag when I get to Kathmandu. In this one I've got my trekking trousers. So I've got a pair of thermal trousers and I've got 3 pairs of trekking trousers themselves. So I've got 2 thin pairs and a thick pair as well. So they're in here. I've got my pack light towel. I've got my hat with a peak on it. I've got 2 buffs. Now these are really handy on Everest Base Camp. You always come back from Everest Base Camp with what they call Kumba cough, and just to have one of these to protect, because it's so dry and dusty, just to have one that you can just put over your nose and your mouth so you're not breathing in the dust all the time will hopefully prevent you coming back from a cough. So these are really handy to take. So I've got 2 of those. I've got thin gloves, and I've also got in here my thick mitts as well for when we get up towards the top. So I've got my thick mitts as well here. I find the mitts and the thin gloves a really handy combination because A, it keeps your hands super warm, but also when you take these off you can still actually like twist your water bottle and do stuff with your thin gloves on. So it's good to have a combination of both. And I've also got my warm hat as well. I have put a pair of trekking shorts in this time. I don't think I'm going to need them, but looking at the weather forecast, but maybe it might feel nice and warm on the way back down. So I have put a pair of shorts in for trekking as well. So that can all go in there. Then in this one, I've got my tops that I'm going to wear. So I've got 3 jumpers in here, so lightweight jumpers that I can layer up with. I've got short sleeve trekking wicking shirts, and I've got long sleeve ones, as well as thermals as well for up the top where it gets colder. So I've got merino wool thermals and running style wicking shirts for lower down as well. So I've got plenty there, and I've got enough there pretty much that I could almost have a clean t-shirt on almost every day. And you need to think about, if it's going to rain and you're going to get wet, you know, it's very difficult to dry things when you're in the tea houses. So if you can take spare, then do so. So that's going to go in there as well. I would normally take a lightweight jacket with me. This is a synthetic jacket. This is ideal for when I'm walking. It's not too bulky. This one's ideal, and I can just throw this in my rucksack and it doesn't take up any space, so that can go in there as well. But I'm also, this time I was debating whether or not to take a synthetic jacket or my big down jacket, but looking at how cold it is in the tea houses, I'm going to opt to take my big thick down jacket on this trip. This one's quite bulky and quite heavy, so I am going to probably wear this one on the Lukla flight just to keep the weight down, so I can just put that one into my big duffel bag to go to Kathmandu in a minute. Pretty much that's everything that's going to go into my bag that the porters are going to carry. There's a few other things that I need to take with me. Wet wipes, they're always really important. Head torch and spare battery. I'd always put my battery though into my hand luggage. Some airlines have a real issue with lithium batteries, so this is going to go in my hand luggage with me, this battery, so I'll keep it to one side. These, I'm going to wear my approach shoes on the aeroplane, but I am going to take these on the trail with me as well, because when I go, when you get into a tea house, you don't be walking around in your boots all the time, so to have a nice pair of comfy trainers to wear in the evenings is perfect. So they're going to go into my bag as well, but I'm going to wear those on the aeroplane tonight, so I'll keep them out. I've got my first aid kit, that's going to be carried in my rucksack, so that can go into this one. I'll pack this down jacket later on into this dry bag. Sunglasses, really important to have sunglasses with us. Charger, I've got a universal charger, and this one's really good because it will charge off USB as well, so I can charge 2 things at once on this one. On the Everest trek, you can pay at the tea houses to charge some of your things, so actually what I generally do is take a battery pack with me and then get the battery pack charged up at the tea houses each night, and then whilst I'm in bed every night, then I can charge my phone or my camera batteries or whatever it is I need to charge. So this is a good one to have. Water bottle wise, you've got various options. This time I'm taking with me a reusable bottle with a filter in it, so I don't have to buy bottled water with this one. I can filter it straight out of this bottle. I've also got a backup of an Nalgene bottle as well, and I am going to take with me my platypus to go in my rucksack as well, which I'll carry a litre of water in with me as well during the day. So I'll take all those with me. What else am I taking? I'm taking some hydration tablets to put in my water. Just one of these a day, or make sure you're replacing everything that you're losing whilst you're walking. So it'll stop you from getting so dehydrated and replace things as you go during the day. So these are really good to have. They can pop in there. I'm taking a pulse oximeter with me. These are really handy things to have if you're worried about altitude. You just put it onto your finger and it tells you how much oxygen saturation you have in your blood, so it'll give you a percentage. These are like £7 off Amazon, and are a really good way of sort of relieving yourself that you are fine and there are no issues with it. As I'm trekking with a group with the bucket list company, I always carry one of these with me so I can hand it around to the group and they can see how they're all doing. And that just lives in my rucksack while I'm trekking. I've got my wash bag, and I also take a spare empty wash bag because actually when I'm on the trail I don't really need to take everything that I'm going to have in Kathmandu with me, so I only need things like a toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, and a small thing of shampoo for a couple of showers. So I'll decanter this one into this one when we get to Kathmandu, and then this one can go into this bag here then. So that's pretty much everything that I'm going to take with me on the trek. The only other thing that I'm going to take with me is got one here somewhere, is a set of luggage scales. Again, a couple of pounds from Amazon, but they're good to have in your bag to make sure that you are staying within your weight limit. So like I say, this is the bag that's going to be going to Everest Base Camp with me. The only thing that's missing from it is my shoes. So if we just see what this one's weighing in at now. So that one's weighing in at 9 kilos there, which means I've got another 6 kilos then to put into my day pack with the things that I'm going to carry. So things like my first aid kit, my waterproofs, that will all add up to about 6 kilos to keep me in on weight then as well. Okay, so if you have any questions on kit, please feel free just to send me an email. I'll put my email address and also a copy of our kit list into the introduction for this video as well underneath. Thanks very much.